Hey everyone, it's Finn here with the NOLA Nerdcast, here with a review for Pragmata from Capcom. You know, little late to the party, but I really wanted to make sure I got some time in, and turns out life just comes at you fast sometimes when you want to review games, but it's here. It's awesome, and we're just going to jump right into it. So, right off the bat, I'm sure this won't be the first time you hear it, and if it is, then please feel free to give me full credit for this take. But I think one of my favorite things about Pragmata right off the bat is that it feels like a love letter to that PS3 360 era of games that Capcom was so good at, that companies just used to be good at, where it feels like a video game. It doesn't feel like it's trying to be a live service game. It doesn't feel incomplete. It launched and it just feels good to play. And it's indicative of just this new generation of Capcom, where they're using the success of their massive titles like Resident Evil and Monster Hunter to kind of bankroll these more unique IP games. And even though Pragmata has been in development for what feels like forever, the end result is just so satisfying to play. It might easily become one of my favorite games this year. Um, just mechanically and story wise and atmosphere wise and vibes wise, it all comes together to this in this package that is just a very entertaining game to play. At the end of the day, isn't that sometimes why we just want to play some video games? They're just fun and we enjoy them. Uh, so last year at PAX West, Capcom had this demo out for Pragmata, and I got to play it, and I was blown away. Just it didn't feel clunky, it didn't feel cheesy. It just felt good to play. The basic mechanic is it's a third person kind of action game with a not a very maneuverable character. You're kind of slow moving. You're in this giant spacesuit. It's not You're not going to be getting Devil May Cry vibes out of this combat, but there's something so cool about it. Diana, your little android AI companion in this game, as you play Hugh, this repairman sent up to a moon base where things have gone horribly awry. Whenever you pull out your gun and you aim at the enemies, they're all robots, and your weapon does just pitiful damage until you hack them open. And what's so cool is the hacking is done in real time while you play the actual game. So you're using the control the buttons. I'm playing on PlayStation, so the X, the circle, the triangle, the square. But at the same time, you're maneuvering around this hacking grid, trying to overcome blocks, trying to overcome damage nodes while hitting all the hurting the enemy nodes. I don't know what to call them. At the same time, before you finish your hacking sequence and open them up for damage, you're controlling Hugh in real time, having to use your thrusters to dodge at the last minute, jumping out of the way, maneuvering around damage and incoming attacks. And it's just so satisfying. It doesn't feel like it should work, but it really does. Like, you'll sometimes just find yourself slipping into this flow state where you're pulling off these hacking combos while jumping out of the way and thrusting out of the way of danger, hitting all these status effects on the enemies, and it just feels so satisfying. And the game feels so simple, but it keeps drip feeding you more mechanics that allow you to start building this customized Hue to really play how you want. So there's four different types of weapons. You have your primary, which will never run out of ammunition. Then you have attack weapons. You have basically like assist weapons, and then you have defensive weapons that you can swap into on the fly. You have hacking nodes that get added into your hacking screen when you're doing that add a variety of effects. You have mods that fundamentally add buffs and change how you play. There's abilities that are just passive bonuses that are always with you. So some of my favorites are my favorite like attacking weapon. I love the pulse laser where you just hold a concentrated beam, and the longer you hold it on an enemy, the more damage it just ratchets up. So for like a lot of the bigger enemies, because my aim is terrible, just hack them, open them up, and then just wail on them with that laser is so satisfying. There's also like the shotgun, basically. Not a huge fan of the I guess the sniper rifle equivalent. The assist weapons, you have something like a stasis gun, which is basically like a net gun holding people into place. You have a sticky grenade, which will actually shrink down the size of the hacking board so you can hack them faster. You've got essentially what I have is a grenade launcher, which is my personal favorite, knocking enemies prone so you can hack them without retaliation. Then, like the hacking node mods, I love the confusion one where you basically, if you hack an enemy with that, they'll turn on their allies and they'll start doing friendly fire. There's ones that freeze an enemy. There's ones that increase their heat buildup, which eventually sets them up for a huge like execution attack by Hugh. There's ones that just increase the amount of damage that they take. There's defensive wise, you can have like a decoy gun. You have one that shoots out a bunch of different drones. You can pull up a shield. There's all different kinds of options. They even have passive buffs like increased thrusters, better healing, better hacking by your companion. It's just so much fun. If you're constantly finding new mods, new weapons in each area, you unlock fast travels, which lets you quickly jump back to your home base to upgrade. You're always finding new things on the battlefield that you can use to upgrade your character. You can upgrade your hacking ability, your gun ability, or your health. You can use the resources to basically build your loadout so that when you go back into the field, you can customize however you want. There's just so much to do. There's items that you can give her. There's items that you can use to unlock like a bingo board that unlocks even more upgrades and unlockables. It just feels very video gamey, and it's so satisfying. Like every time you play a stage or a section of a stage, you're accomplishing something. The the thrusters die out a little too quick. I don't feel like there's ever enough maneuverability in the platforming section, unless you're in the lower gravity parts of the game. But that's a small price to pay. The game is very generous in your dodge window, essentially with your thrusters, as long as you're dodging in a relatively realistic window of time. There's a lot of variety in enemies. I'm loving the enemy designs because they all have two different designs. There's like the standard ones, and then when they're open by being hacked open, they all have different weak points that you can target. The combat feels very satisfying. They're constantly throwing different variations of enemy types so that you're always getting these mixes that make each combat encounter feel new. There was one stage where you have these like samurai looking ones with hats, and if you shoot the hat enough, it'll cause them to heat up. But at the same time as them, you have these turrets that are shooting missiles at you. You have these ones, giant walking ones, that are shooting these giant AoE explosions at you. You're constantly on your toes. They've got camouflaged ones with these weird spider claws on you. They got creepy looking giant baby looking ones that open up their faces and attack. It's fascinating to watch all of these designs. It's just fun. I keep coming back to that as my main crux on all of this, is just that Pragmata is a fun game to play. I enjoy it. It's a pretty game. It's not the most beautiful game in the world, but like it just is a good looking game. Diana's character model is adorable. Her interaction with Hugh is probably one of the most non-toxic, or it just kind of turns the sad dad game genre on its head, because you have Hugh, who you find out is adopted himself, and then he finds this little robot that resembles a little girl, immediately takes her under his wing. They're protecting each other. Their interactions are so wholesome and cute. It's just, as someone with a daughter, literally, if Diana was a real person around that age. Like Anna will watch me play this game, and she's like, "Daddy, she looks like me because she has my hair." Because that's all it takes for her to latch on a character is also has blonde hair. But she'll just watch me play and just comment on their interactions. She just calls Hugh her dad. At like full stop. There's no dilution in that for her. It's just really fun to play this game with her next to me because she's getting the complete opposite experience that I am. I'm viewing it from Hugh's interaction with this little android, and she's viewing it as she's the little girl with this uh, astronaut soldier person protecting her. And it's such a cool way to experience the game that I wouldn't have been able to appreciate just a couple years ago. Um, I don't know, man. Like Pragmata is just awesome. I'm really enjoying it. It's easily one of my favorite games this year. And as a not huge Resident Evil fan myself, because scary games are scary and I'm a giant baby, I don't really have an opinion on Resident Evil 9. So kind of by default, Pragmata is my Capcom game of the year so far. And I know that's going to be a minority opinion, but there's just so many little moments in this game that just bring a smile to your face. And the combat is satisfying. The exploration is satisfying. I'm really enjoying the character interactions. I'm enjoying the world we're exploring. Like I'm even reading all the little supplemental messages you find lying around because you're always going to find that. But like the weapons, the hacking mechanics, everything about it is just so much fun. And end of the day, that's really all you need in a video game sometimes is just a tight, focused experience that doesn't overstay its welcome and you just enjoy from start to finish. And if there was a Pragmata 2 or DLC, I will happily take it. But if this is what we get, it's such a contained, enjoyable experience in its own right. And I feel like that's so rare nowadays to get that. Capcom just is Capcomming it up in the best way possible. Full stop. Pragmata gets a 9.5 from me. Loving the hell out of this game, and I hope more people play it. It's already been I hope, a success in Capcom's eyes, but I can always stand to be a bigger success. So yeah, this is Finn, Pragmata. It's good. I'm rambling, but who cares? It's awesome. All right.